Bug-Eye guys. I'm here at the barn with this wonderful Bug-Eye. Those of you who've been following our site know that I'm heading soon to the UK for a horse trip, so I got to learn how to ride. And I'm here training a couple times a week, which gives me this amazing opportunity to drive the cars that we're building a half hour each way to the barn. And so it's a fantastic multi-purpose mission, some Bug-Eye driving and then some horse training and then more Bug-Eye driving, which is pretty much ecstasy for me. But what's particularly special for me is that I can put 30 more miles on the cars that we've built and really evaluate them and make sure they're well sorted. This particular car is one that came to us on a trailer, not having run in many, many years. It was basically an idle car that was just collecting dust in a barn or garage. It was probably last on the road 10, 15, 20 years ago. And it's not a particularly special car. Very elemental, very analog, very pure sports car. Just like the horses that I'm riding here. Super simple. And yet to do them right, just like horse riding, to do it right, it's a lifelong pursuit. I must have driven at this point, I don't know, 600-700 Bug-Eye Sprites or midgets or Spridgets. So, you know, I know what they can do, and very few people seem to have the high standard that we have, particularly since it was such a basic and simple car. People tolerate a lot with these cars, but when you really get them sorted, when you really make them right, this is pure bliss. And that's what I kind of wanted to share with you today. This car is nothing spectacular cosmetically. It's very much the raw, pure form of a Bug-Eye Sprite. You see it has all the scars that you would find on any sports car of the era. It's just, you know, the cracked windshield glazing and an old tonneau top fitting that was moved and some scratches on the windshield frame. And the interior, we did put in new carpet to dress it up, and we recovered the dashboard. We put in the GPS speedometer and made the interior pretty presentable. These are the wrong seats, but who cares? You know, this thing, when you drive it, is magical. It's got this roar from this twin tip exhaust pipe that we sell in our catalog, and we fit on many cars. We tuned the shape and size of this exhaust to give it the right note, just like 1972 or an era when we were all perhaps kids in our driveway working on our bicycles and a sports car drove by and we looked up and it was that noise. Well, that's the noise that comes out of that tailpipe, and that's what we're after. These spectacular period wheels. If it's GT brand, I don't even know. They're just right. New tires, new suspension parts, flip forward nose, disc brake conversion, all new hydraulics, brighter headlight lenses, LED bulbs for visibility. Of course, driving up here on this 2-lane road at 50 or 60, I have the lights on just to be a little more visible. I'll show you under the hood, but this thing is the analog perfection that we're after. And this is what our business is about. There's a team of 7 people at Bug-Eye Guys working to arrive at this moment with this car that I drove here at 65 miles an hour on a 2-lane road, roaring and smiling the whole way. I am proud of this machine. Anyway, this is under the hood. We have this flip forward assembly that we put in with the X bracing in place to give some rigidity. You can see this hood had some sort of a scoop. Who knows what engine had been in here at one point where they had an air scoop here. That's what we did back then, right? We destroyed these cars because we had an idea it needed to be a certain way. And then the world of collecting cars changed dramatically, right? Oh, this was a race car, that's right. That's why this is all bent in, because they had super wide tires, and that scoop would be for more air for its racing days. Now it's a street car with an aluminum radiator and a really nice performance engine. Just sounds fantastic. New master cylinder, new hard brake lines, new battery and battery hold down, air horn, an alternator with a dummy regulator with a fuse, new coil. There's a new brake light switch there. You can see the brake lines are new. This is the new temperature gauge. a new thermostat housing, aluminum radiator, rack boots, new upgraded lever shocks, and a new heater valve, which is on, and a new starter solenoid, electronic ignition, and a new beautiful wiring harness, all laid out nicely. So that's how you build the ultimate bug eye, you know. And there's the exhaust header, you can see. All this stuff is available in our catalog. We even have new wiper motors. I don't know if they'll ever get used on this, but that's an old wiper motor. But once again, you know, like in the old days, we wanted to build perfection. We wanted everything to be dressed just perfectly. It had to be visually right as well as mechanically right. This car reminds me just how the pure form of a basic, inexpensive sports car can be brought to life and restored without going too far, but also just making a wonderful machine that you can bomb around the neighborhood with confidence in. A new gas tank, you know, so there's a lot of reliability in this car. I wouldn't hesitate to drive it across country today. And that is what we're up to here at Bug Eye Guys.